know that we already started the meeting in executive session prior to all being here. So we're up to the portion of the agenda now, which is the pledge of allegiance. Everybody please rise. Going to ask the Board of Education for approval of the minutes of the June 5th meeting. Be it resolved that the Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the minutes of the regular meeting of the Board of Education of June 5th, 2025.
So moved, Scott Hines.
Second, Howie DeRose.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing that there's none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Next item on the agenda is welcome to visitors. We have one person that is signed to speak up, Mr. Rick Powell. Limited to 4 minutes.
Yep.
And
The mic is on.
the mic is on.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Rick Paulo, Town of Minisink resident. I just wanted to come back and talk to you guys again about the Amazon thing going on. I guess they didn't get their zoning. Again, either way, I don't have a dog in that fight. But with that not happening, I think that gives a little bit more time for the board to approach the IDA about some different funding for the school. I talked to Bill Faravanti, the head of the IDA for Orange County. I had probably a half-hour conversation with him on the phone, telling him about the thoughts that I thought that would be great for the school. And he said to me, like I spoke to you last meeting, that it carries way more weight if it comes from the school board. And some of those things I spoke about athletic fields, about air conditioners, about maybe even some bus stuff, that's possible through some of the IDA stuff, through a good neighbor benefit. But again, the school board making that suggestion makes a bigger impact on their decision making. Just me, local taxpayer resident, does not do that. So again, I would hope that this board, like I said last time, maybe put some type of committee together, something along those lines, to move forward with some of these things to approach the IDA with. Secondly, what my dog in this fight would be the athletic fields. Personally, I think it would help our athletic teams if we had a little better practice facilities for the fall and spring sports. Like I said, let's get to 2025. Almost everybody around us has turf fields. Let's at least get one in. It would benefit flag football. It would benefit lacrosse. It would benefit soccer. Like, these are things that would be a great benefit to the school. We have a Section 9 winning flag football team. We have a Section 9 winning lacrosse team, boys and girls, multiple years. Let's give them the facilities they need to continue to improve. As moving forward, if I could get some feedback at some point on what more I could do to help move some of this forward, as in, do I need to get a petition writing thing going? Do I need to look for sponsorships? I'm doing research right now. Some of the schools in Lower Rockland County and Lower Westchester County actually have business sponsorships that come in and will, just like professional football fields, just like professional stuff like that, where the Department of Education has allowed these businesses in the local community to sponsor field upgrades, to sponsor lighting, to sponsor those things. Like back in the day, like we spoke about putting the lights on the football field. That was some guys from Orange Rockland that thought it would be a great idea. So hopefully the board is receptive to that stuff. And like I said, if I could get some feedback at some point, I would greatly appreciate it, because again, I think we need to move some of this stuff forward. And if we could with the IDA stuff, again, approach them, see what we can get, because now that it's going to be stalled a minute, the Amazon thing, because they're not going to be able to go up, but there's probably still going to go out. So I hope we can do something with that. Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is the superintendent's report. Mr. Monahan.
Thank you very much, much, Mr. Flaherty. It is my privilege to introduce our two senior class advisors, Amanda Burpo and Jody Vandervoort. I'd like to invite them up because they have some special guests here with us today, and I want to turn it over to the two of them. Microphone is on, so just take it out and use it if you want. Would you like me to do it?
Yes, please.
Here you go. I'll move this out of your way.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jody Vandervoort. I'm the senior class advisor, and we also have Amanda Burpo. She's also the other senior class advisor. And with us tonight, we have John Bublio, who's going to introduce the other officers for our senior class.
Hello. For those of you who don't know me, I am John Bublio, the Minisink 2025 Senior Class President. I have a little something I would like to say, but before that, I would like to thank and introduce my other class officers here with me.
I'm Brian Capo, the Vice President.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Salma Hassan. I'm our senior class secretary, and I also want to mention our treasurer of this year, who was Samir, and he's been a huge help to our class as well.
I would also like to thank our class advisors, Mrs. Vandervoort and Mrs. Burpo. They've done a great job keeping us in check and helping us organize all of our events. And finally, I would like to thank all of you for everything that you have done for our class and especially our school. We appreciate it a lot. And now we've come here today to formally invite all of you to the Minisink 2025 graduation on June 27th at 6 p.m. We would also like to invite you to our baccalaureate on June 23rd at 7 p.m. where we would have a student speaker, Sean Crow, as well as parent speaker, Ethan Goodsett, and teacher speaker, Mr. Hubbard. It would mean a lot to our class if you would come and celebrate our graduation as we enter a new chapter in all of our lives. Thank you for your time. I hope to see you there.
To our senior class officers, thank you for being here. To our senior advisors, first and foremost, thank you for being here, but thank you for all of the work that you have done on behalf of our graduating class of 2025. You're not going to get out of here too quickly. We need to do a quick picture because Mrs. Kriz wants to make sure everybody knows that everyone was invited to the graduation ceremony on Friday, June 27th. And everyone's keeping good thought for good weather.
Yes. Please. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for the invitation. We look forward to seeing you on the field on Friday. Now, we are so proud to introduce our yearbook advisor, Mrs. Kat Hoolan, one of our incredible art teachers from the high school, who has some special guests and would like to share a little bit about our yearbook this year and some of the accolades they've won, and a nice PowerPoint to kind of talk about all the different things. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Kat. Where would you like everybody to sit?
If the board members would like to take seats in the front row so you can see the presentation more comfortably, that would be great.
All right.
And I'll stay here and make sure this
Yes, all right, our tech support, Mr. Monahan. Awesome, well, thank you for having us. Thank you for having me again. I have 4 members of the yearbook staff with me, and I'll introduce them as we go. I'm actually going to do not much of the talking tonight. The slideshow is for them to highlight the things that they have worked on this year in volume 62 of the Valet yearbook, which not a lot of people know that the yearbook has a title. Valet means farewell in Latin. And our theme statement this year was out loud. And next slide, please. I'm going to turn it over. Next slide.
I'll get better at it.
To senior Asen Struble, who was our editor-in-chief, and she's going to discuss our theming and how we came to it and show you some examples.
Thank you. So starting off at the beginning of the year, we all sit together and come up with ideas to what we want to do for the yearbook each year, and we came together in groups and just played around with ideas. And this year we ended up just choosing to do out loud. And so every year we send off kind of like a vision board to our publishers, And this is what we did this year. We always include our colors, our fonts that we're using, and what we want for our cover. And the end sheets on this are actually different than what we did for like the actual final book. So it's all like kind of like a rough draft. And also to the side is the colophon, which includes like everything about the book. It includes like how many pages, how many copies were printed. It includes the photographers through Lours, through Walsworth, everything like that. So this is our cover for the year. It was matte. It was matte, and the letters on it had what were they? Clear gloss. I don't know the names. But so this year we also, for the first time, included what volume number it was. For after it's been a hot minute since it was last there, so we figured out it was number 62. And we went with a basic black cover, kind of just to have things pop when you actually look inside of the book. Next slide. And here are our end sheets that we ended up going with, and we decided to continue the lines that were on the front cover and had them branch into the book, so it's like kind of like a continuation. And we also had 4 photos there that kind of like, at the beginning we were like, these like kind of embrace like being loud, like quote unquote like. So, next slide. We then took those photos and in the first 4 pages of the book had 1 on each page. So this is my theme copy that I wrote that it kind of explains about what it's like being loud and just talks about things like in the community that most seniors like went through, like how we would check for the weather on Ben Knoll to see if like the chances of there being no school, or like pep rallies and stuff like that. And it just next slide.
Next slide.
Thank you. As you can see, the pictures kind of continue, and we did our theme colors throughout each photo, like differently. And this slide in particular covered topics that like we didn't get to cover in the book, more like, you know, like things like assemblies that like they didn't have enough content for a full page, but we still wanted to show like that they happened and stuff like that. And in between each sections, we came up with dividers that still continue with our theme colors. We stayed strong to our theme colors. We didn't want to like branch away from them and everything like that. And we included cutouts that we introduced to our books last year, as like kind of like to catch your attention, and like they just kind of resembled the idea of being loud. So like especially the cheerleading one, which is my favorite, like they're being loud. But yeah, so.
And my next staffer here is Junior Ellen Mickledge, and she served as managing editor this year. Managing editor is kind of a person that has lots of little jobs that all come together to help out, keeping the room in check. She's our snack manager, she's our calendar manager, she's our reminder type of person, and she's going to talk about our shift from full body copies to captions.
Hello everyone, my name is Ellen Mickledge, and this is actually one of the spreads that I completed this year. This is my 3rd year working on football, and as you can see across, like right beside every single photo, we have a little blurb of text. So those are what are called the captions. Before, we would have just their names right under with the students' grades, but we really decided to take every photo and capture it in also words to explain what is happening. We used to do a complete body paragraph just about the sport, but over time we realized that everything started to be pretty general. Just asking, how'd you prepare for this season? What do you think about during games? Nothing was specific to their photo. And we started to produce these captions because we realized that it would cover a lot more of whatever page it was, whether it was sports, a musical, like. So here, for instance, I included a lot of the, like we would include a lot of the scores for games, and here we have our kicker, Michael Moran. So here's how we would lay out a full caption. First, you start with the attention getter. It's a catchy and short, a little type of headline just to draw your attention, kind of like the hook when you're writing an essay. So this one is Take Your Kick. Michael Moran was actually an underclassman coming in. He's only a sophomore on the varsity football team, and it's not very common to see. So I kind of created this caption because I was thinking of Take Your Pick. He wasn't the only kicker going into this. So then we switched it to Take Your Pick. And then we bolded that headline so that you would understand it was the attention getter. And it wasn't just part of an unfinished sentence. And then we went on to the basic info on what's happening. So sophomore Michael Moran took a huge step in his football career when he was bumped up to varsity as an underclassman. Moran was super consistent this year and contributed many important points. After all, 7 is better than 6. So we added a bit of a pun in there, but that was also including the complimentary information, something that we wouldn't know about the photo. So I added in that he was an underclassman and that he was newer to it, but he was still very valuable to the team. And then we get a direct quote so that we can understand what the athlete or, and if they're in a play, just whatever their mind, whatever they're thinking of, just any question that we can ask them that relates to their photo. So here, Michael Moran said, "This opportunity has been amazing. Playing with this winning team has truly been a blessing." And then at the end, we just like to give some credit to whoever took the photo. So Olivia Pollock was on the spread with me, and we just bold her name so that everyone gets credit where it's deserved. Here's another spread just to show you an example of more caption writing. So with Michael's cutout, the text wrapped around his outline of his body. And here you can see we followed how the text would wrap. We would take the circle shapes, we would wrap it along the text. And then even we would highlight and bold their names as well as the attention getter. So you're able to see how the green matches all of the people in the photos. They were really consistent with the coloring across this page, and every single photo has their own caption here again, especially with the pink box. You're able to see that goes with the dominant photo because the border outline color matches. Here's another one. So we veer off from the sports and we have our play Footloose. Here again, you can see Michaela Collins in the corner. She's pictured against a star, but the caption still wraps around her body. With an overlap of the star, it just adds more of our theme of being out loud. And then this time, instead of having a pink box that went outside of the photo, we have a transparent blue box that went actually into our main photo. And then it'll set the text apart, but you're still able to see what's behind it. And here we have another caption that outlines our people up top. And then as you go along the page, each caption has their own space. It's aligned, and it's pretty easy to tell what photo goes with what writing.
All right. Next, I have junior Riley King Dickinson. She was our junior copy editor this year, and she's going to talk a little bit about our sidebar coverage and how we proof a spread.
Okay, so for more voices on the page, so you can see at the top and the bottom we have what are called knockouts. These are included in the portrait pages, mostly to include more people in the specific grades that may not be photographed on different pages, they might not be as involved in clubs or sports or anything like that, the only photo of them is their portrait. So we usually pick, everyone kind of picks their own little category. So at the top, I did that one. It's about music. So on the side, we've got about concerts that people have been to. And then on the other side is about people's most underrated artists. And then on the bottom, Ella did that one about people and their cars and things that they have. So this is basically just to kind of make sure we include more people that might not be pictured on other spreads, or like it also has quotes and their own little photos. And then the second thing we have our proof chain. So every one of our staff members, once they finish their spread, they get this page and they write their name, the pages of sport, and it's given, they have little check marks for what they need. And they're given to all of the editors, so they're in order. So we have Miss Laylor, who is like a copy editor teacher, and then Sam, who does index editing, and then me and senior copy editor Alexis Suarez for copy editing, and then it's given to Aislinn, our editor-in-chief, and then after it goes through all of us, you can see we check it off, and then it's given back to the staffer, and they make their own changes that are like recommended by the editors. So, like I said before, you can see this is one of Sam's spreads that was proofed by all of the editors, so you can just see kind of like around all of the wording, you can see little pen marks and little things written in the margins just for like recommendations for things to fix, things so like you might not know that you can include, just you can see like if they like mess up any fonts or if there's any photos that aren't indexed or just things that aren't aligned overall. They're just all of the editors will write that in the margins, and then the staffer will be able to see and fix it. And then this is the final spread, so you can see it's not like super visible what we've like, most of the things written from the editors were for the written portions, but you can see like it's like more cleaned up, there's no more written things in the margins, and the spread is ready to be proofed by Ms. Hoolan. And yeah.
And last, I have Junior Sam Castle, who is our index editor, and I'll let her explain what that means, and she'll show you what indexing is and a little exciting news about our yearbook staff.
Okay, so hi, I'm Sam, I'm the index editor, and basically my job is to match every picture to a name. So this is kind of what a finished spread looks like. I have to go through each picture during proofing and make sure, one, that their name is spelled right, and two, that their grade is right and it's matched to the right person. So this is what the end product looks like. I go into the program and do this. But in the beginning, half of the names are on the unmatched side, and I have to get them into the matched side. So sometimes unmatched names that pop up are like, the school name will pop up, Minisink Valley. Minisink Valley doesn't go to our school, so I have to get rid of that and so it doesn't pop up in the index. But some of the names are sometimes spelled wrong, and I have to go check, make sure they're spelled right, and move them into the matched area. It's basically just cleaning up and making sure everything's right. And this is what the final product will look like. We kind of all had an index night where we designed all of it and put it in. Everyone's names and the pages they are on are all listed right in the end. We again have to make sure all the names are spelled correctly and they're matched to the right person. There's like 2 Sams in yearbook. We have to make sure I'm listed on my pages, not Sam Jack listed on my pages. And it's just making sure that like, hey, this person is on this page and their name is spelled correctly, so they are there. It shows that they're in the yearbook. And then I'll talk about yearbook life a little bit. I love the class. I look forward to the end of the day, not just because I'm leaving school, but because I get to go to this class. It's 9th period. It's a great team of people. It gives you the independence to really take ownership of something. You're making a yearbook for other people to see, and that's something that you can take pride in. And the class itself is fun. We have a great teacher. We have a great group of people that will all help you. They'll help you get through a spread or take interviews from people, and it's a great group. You can see, like, for example, on a picture, the middle picture, I have to go in and go, Charlene is on the left, then Cece, then Kat, then me, Sam Castle, then Olivia, then Ella, and on the top is Natalie and Riley, and I put the names and their grades. And then our good news is that we won a Gallery of Excellence for our yearbook last year. This year. Oh, we won it this year. So Out Loud is officially like a winner. We're very proud of it. We designed the cover together, so it's really nice to see that we get some recognition for our work.
Yep, thank you so much, girls. You did awesome. So Gallery of Excellence is through our publisher. It means our book will be a sample book for other schools to be inspired by, as well as used at like trade shows and things, and just an example of what Walsworth can produce, and when you have a school that backs them up. So we have a few goals in mind for next year. This is coming from Columbia Scholastic Press Association, one of the organizations that we submit to for judging. They want to see spread topics in the index, so that will be someone else's problem, not Sam's. She's moving on to a different position. The staff will cover academics thoroughly. Our academic coverage has definitely been a weak spot in our coverage ladder, so we will be adding that in. 3 points of entry for reader, that sounds really boring, that's a design thing. Also with hierarchy, that's another thing we'll be working on. And having more alternative copy for the entire school year, so more about highlights and coach team reactions, fans, things like that, which through the caption writing that Ella talked about, we have really easy entry points for that. And by adding in every year, leveling up more goals, we have the potential to win national awards. So that's where we're headed next. And thank you again for having us tonight.
Kat, thank you so much. Students, outstanding yearbook again. Every year you think you can't get better and you surprise us and make it happen. You're an outstanding group of members of the yearbook club and class, and it is great to see the work that you're producing here. We are all very proud of each and every one of you. I just want to see if any of the board members had any questions for our students or for Mrs. Hoolin regarding the yearbook. I know she gave a very detailed presentation with our students, but I wanted to offer up if there are any questions.
More of a comment, Mr.
Go ahead.
Ms. Olin, again, you and your students and your staff, it's just a testament of, everything that people believe in this community, and it comes from our parents, and all the way up through our kids. Like I said, our staff, we have the best staff, we have the best kids, we have the best families here. And every year I wait for you to come do this. This is my 4th time watching this, and this is really awesome. And I know you won an award last year too, correct?
Actually, what next was Passover, but the year before,
Yes.
We have won several awards over the past several years.
And just one question, how many hours do ladies put into this thing, approximately?
That's one of those things that we just don't want to actually know, probably, but it's hours upon hours.
Do you meet every day?
So it's a 40-minute class on a daily basis. We stay after every Wednesday as well. And then there's all the events, games, things that we cover. And then there's just the work that kids do outside of class because they need to. Some of these kids are in my room multiple periods a day by choice. So yeah, it's each staffer puts in hundreds of hours. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, and again, kudos to all you guys, including you, Ms. Olin. Obviously, you're a great mentor to these young ladies, and I don't know if there's any gentlemen on the yearbook or not, but
We have one
okay.
boy, but yearbooks for everybody, yes.
Yearbooks for everybody. No, but awesome job, congratulations. I will take a look at Meadows.
I left a few copies if any of the board members would like to grab one and get them back to Dawn, that would be great, and take your time with that.
Anyone else? You want to send this down?
Of course. I don't need the microphone. You've met me. So as a mother of a prior yearbook volunteer, I totally understand and appreciate all that you guys do to create memories that will go on for years. I'm doing my 40th reunion right now, and we are constantly getting out our yearbook to remember things, to remember people, and the gift that you guys are giving your fellow classmates is amazing, and it will live until they're gone. So kudos to all of you, and I think it's a great thing to invest your time. And it's not just the class, as Mrs. Hoolin, alluded to, it's the games, it's trying to gather everybody for pictures in school, and then knowing which one is which and which line and all those things. The amount of detail that you guys are responsible for is not lost on the rest of us. So thank you, it's beautiful.
I just wanted to say that that presentation was excellent. You are very well-spoken young ladies, and you did a great job. Your explanation of the design and the layout, it's something that I do in my business, and just the way that you explain how the captions work with the pictures and how you form the words around the different shapes, and the whole, theme of the book, how you tied it all in was awesome. And I think that all the skills that you guys, you learned, or in this project management type of thing, is whatever you do in the future, this is gonna set it for you in the future. So great job.
Well, we are looking forward to next year's yearbook. And I hear Mrs. Houlihan's already explained that you're all chomping at the bit, ready to go for the next yearbook. We would like to grab a quick picture of you being here at the board meeting. If we could have you come over here. I want to thank Mrs. Molnar again for taking care of this for us, but we want to make sure we get pictures. I know Mrs. Kriz wants to highlight that you were here tonight.
Miss Olin, you get to be in the pictures. Instead of taking them.
How about one more round of applause for our yearbook staff? Thank you again for being here tonight. It is the highlight of our last meeting to have the explanation of all the new things you're doing in the yearbook. So thank you again, everybody, and enjoy the last week of school. Now, moving on, I'm going to introduce the president of Minisink Cares, Kristen Cummings. Kristen, come on down, because you have some special guests you would like to introduce.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Kristen Cummings. I am the president of Minisink Cares. This is something that doesn't get a lot of recognition, and I thought it would be great to highlight this year. So we have a few staff members that we want to take a moment to recognize, as well as a few high school students. So these individuals were instrumental in ensuring that our backpack program runs very smoothly. For the past several years, many of them. So our backpack program provides food to Minisink families in need, with bags of food that are distributed on a weekly basis. So it's quite the lengthy job. In order for this program to run as it does, it's important that the food's organized, sorted, packed, all accordingly with the needs of each building. So without their hard work and dedication, the backpack program truly would not function or exist. So I think some of our staff members might not have been able to make it tonight, but I would like to recognize the following staff members: Christine Ertola, Deborah Berger, and Christina Feline. But I know that many of our students are here tonight, so when I call your name, I would like you to come up and receive your certificate of recognition from Minisink Cares. So starting with Andrew Caesar. Next up, we have Jonathan Franco Coelho. Next up is Jacob Jr. I think Jacob can make it slide. And lastly, we have Raymond Martinez. All right, thank you. Can we have another round of applause for these kids?
To our students, we're going to do a quick picture, but as you head over, I just want to say on behalf of all of Minisink Valley, thank you for the incredible work you do to keep this program running the way it is. It is critical what you do every week to make sure our families are taken care of. You are truly a credit to Minisink Valley, and we cannot thank you enough. Another round of applause for these incredible students. Kristen, thank you and all of Minisink Cares, and thank you to our staff that helps out each week to make this program a success. So thank you again for everything. Next, we have the appointment of our ex officio student board members. I would ask them to come down and we're going to introduce them. First, we have Heather Day. And now Madeline Greenberg, come on down. Our first ever student board members for the 2025-2026 school year. Be it resolved, upon the recommendation of the selection committee and the high school principal, the Board of Education hereby appoints Heather Day as ex officio student board member and Madeline Greenberg as alternate ex officio student board member for the 2025-2026 school year. Do we have a motion?
So moved, Anthony Monaco.
Second, Ruth Lewis.
Motion's been made and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Congratulations, ladies. We're excited. So we just want to say thank you for willing to serve. Now the official vote comes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Congratulations.
Congratulations, ladies. We start July 10th if you'd like to be there for that. We're going to grab a quick picture, okay?
Oh yeah, this moment. Pop that.
One more round of applause for our newest board member. Okay, next, be it resolved that the Board of Education, the board hereby appoints Megan Shedden of Dizon Shedden PC to serve as Title IX decision maker for the district, an hourly rate of $250 per hour for the 2024-2025 school year. Do I have a motion?
So moved, Ruth Lewis. Second, Kathy DeRose.
Motion's been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Being that there's none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried.
Next, I have approval of an SMOA with the CSEA. Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby authorizes the superintendent of schools to execute a supplemental memorandum of agreement, SMOA, between the district and the Civil Service Employees Association, CSEA, dated June 11, 2025, as presented to the board at this meeting, regarding the carrying forward of vacation days, where the third unnumbered paragraph shall read, unit members may carry forward from one school year to the next their unused vacation days from the school year ending minus prior accumulated days, but not to exceed a total of 25 vacation days in total. A copy of such SMOA will be incorporated by reference within the minutes of this meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved, Kathy DeRose. I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Being that there's none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried.
Next, I have the remove the table from the motion for the board meeting of April 24th, 2025. Be it resolved that the Board of Education, upon recommendation of the superintendent, removes the table from the motion to approve the unpaid leave of absence request from the meeting of April 24th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved, Patty Reynolds.
Second, Anthony Monaco.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Being that there's none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Next, be it resolved that the Board of Education, upon recommendation of the superintendent, approves the unpaid leave of absence for Ashley Riley, special education teacher, assigned to the high school effective 9/2/25 to 6/30/26.
And for clarification purposes, the motion and second was made at the prior meeting, so there's no need to do it at this time, so we'll go right to a vote. All those in favor? Against? Nay. Abstain? Motion did not carry, motion fails.
And that is the end of my section, Mr. Flaherty.
Thank you very much, Mr. Monahan. Next item on the agenda is the Pupil Personnel Services with Mr. Finn.
Thank you, Mr. Flaherty. Good evening. Please refer to the executive summary and board docs. The Committee on Preschool Special Education met on 4 days in May and 1 day in June. 11 students were reviewed. I ask for a motion to approve the arrangements of the recommended placements by the Committee on Preschool Special Education as presented.
So moved, Patty Reynolds.
Second, Anthony Monaco.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Being that there's none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried.
The Committee on Special Education met on 2 days in May and 8 days in June. 46 students were reviewed. I ask for a motion to approve the arrangements of the recommended placements by the Committee on Special Education as presented.
So moved, Vanessa White.
Second, Scott Hines.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Being that there's none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is the business portion with Mr. Witherow.
First item we have is a bid award for music equipment and supplies. Be it resolved that the Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, awards the music equipment and supplies bid for the 25-26 school year as presented and attached.
So moved, Patty Reynolds.
Second, Anthony Monaco.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Being that there's none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried.
Next item we have is a bid award for automotive parts. Be it resolved that the Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, awards the automotive parts bid for the 25-26 school year as presented and attached.
So moved, Ruth Lewis.
Second, Anthony Monaco.
Motion's made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Being that there's none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried.
Next item we have is approval of warrants. Be it resolved that the Board of Education, upon recommendation of the superintendent, accepts the claims auditor's report for the following warrants as attached.
So moved, Patty Reynolds.
Second, Ruth Lewis.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Being that there's none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried.
Next thing we have is an increase in 24-25 budget. It's insurance coverage for water damage. Be it resolved that the Board of Education, upon recommendation of the superintendent, authorizes the increase in the 24-25 budget in order to reflect an insurance recovery in the amount of $34,636.54 for water damage at the Otisville Elementary Building on 4/20/2025 as follows. Will increase revenues by that amount and increase expenditures by that same amount.
So moved, Patty Reynolds.
Second, Ruth Lewis.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Being that there's none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried.
The last item we have is declaration of obsolete equipment. Be it resolved that the Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, declares the following items obsolete equipment for the purposes of disposing the items to the highest responsible bidder and/or disposing of the items at the lowest cost of the district.
So moved, Ruth Lewis.
Second, Vanessa White.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Being that there's none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. Flair.
Thank you, Mr. Witherow. Next item on the agenda is the report section. We will start with item A, end of year board education information. Mr. Monahan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Flaherty. So what we'd like to take a moment to do is just review our goals and how we did this year as a board. First up, goal number 1, the district will continue to promote an atmosphere valuing Minisink Valley's diversity, which supports a learning environment respectful of all students, staff, and community members, and maximizes each student's academic achievement and success. The district has no tolerance to all the acts of racism, discrimination, hateful actions, and speech. I know, as you know, throughout the year, we have a number of assemblies that take place throughout all of our buildings. We have a number of professional developments that we do over the year working on this particular goal. I know this is a very big goal for our board to make sure this happens each and every year. I think everyone works very hard to try to make Minisink Valley a very welcoming place for students, faculty, staff, and the community at large. And I think the board has done an excellent job on this goal in making sure that we are doing this each and every day. Any comments from our board members? Goal number 2, the district will develop a fiscally responsible 2025-2026 budget to be approved by the taxpayers that is New York State tax cap law compliant and supports a high quality and equitable education opportunity for all students. Again, another great year for us with our finance committee and the work that they did in working with our administrative team and working with the board at large. Again, our budget successfully passed with a 62% approval rating on the budget, largest one we've had in a number of years. And we were absolutely tax cap compliant. We were below what our tax cap level is. And over the last couple of years, I think it's important to point out the focus that the Board of Education has had on trying to make sure we are absolutely responsible not only to our taxpayers, but to our students and community at large. Over the last 3 years, we have had 3 townships that have actually had negative numbers, and for the last 2 years, we have had 4 townships out of the 6 with negative tax levies as well, while providing a high-quality education for our students. So another great job by the Board of Education and by the team at large. Any comments?
Yeah. I'd just like to say thank you to the Finance Committee and the administration and all the building administration and to our community for voting on this budget. There was a lot of hard work that went into it, and it's going to be a good year.
Agreed. Goal number 3, the district will continue to expand and improve upon internal and external stakeholder communication outreach efforts to maximize awareness and understanding of issues involved in district operations, in addition to informing stakeholders about district news and information. I think as you can see, our website was updated this year. We have our new call system that we have in place. The principals have used it tremendously, getting information out to our community about what's going on in each of their buildings. I believe we are now over 8,000 Facebook subscribers. I think we're one of the largest in the county. We get information out, at least 5, 6 different stories a day. Mrs. Kriz works very hard to make sure she has each of our buildings represented pretty much every other day on our Facebook page and on our website of all the different great things that are taking place, especially with our music and drama program, the academics that are taking place, and our athletics as well. If anybody would like to comment on that, please feel free.
Yes,
Go
I
right
do
ahead.
have a comment. We do a good job communicating with the public, but as I've said in the past, I would like to see our board meetings recorded and posted by the district. I would like to thank Angela Koenig for taking the time to record our board meetings and sharing them with our community. But I do think that should become a more important priority for this board.
Any other comments? Okay. Goal number 4, the district will continue to maintain a safe and secure learning environment for all district staff, students, and community members, and will continue to make upgrades and improvements to all areas concerning security. Again, we've worked very hard to make sure we have security staff at every one of our entrances. We continue to maintain our SRO program at Otisville and our school security deputies from the Sheriff's Department at each of our other buildings. We have done a lot of work in professional development with our safety teams, and we have an outstanding relationship with all of our law enforcement partners, and we have an outstanding relationship with all of our emergency service providers, whether it's ambulance or fire and fire police. We've really worked very hard to make sure our campuses are accessible to our law enforcement partners. They're here every day. Our troopers take time to drive through the campus, stop off, pop in, walk around our buildings as well. We think that visibility is excellent. I know at Otisville, they make sure there is a Mount Hope police car parked directly out in front. Sometimes there's even 2 there. We'll have times where the on-duty police officer is stopping at the building and walking around and making sure they're visible in the building as well. Mr. Monaco?
Yes, Mr. Ronnie. Yeah, I would just, a quick comment on that. We love the law enforcement all the time and our security staff here. I think it's a great engagement between them and our children, learning to, you know, the police and law enforcement are good people, and they build a nice rapport. Again, I have a child at Otisville, and I do love when I drive by or stop at that building, that the Mount Hope Police car is out front, and I think that, you know, sends a message to anyone that, you know, hey, this building's safe, this building's protected. You know, we don't have it here with the sheriffs, because they don't have cars, but there's definitely a well presence known in all of our buildings, you know, everywhere here, that, you know, this is a safe place and a good place. And again, all of our people, the greeters, they just don't let you in. How all the different, I'm not law enforcement, but all the different protocols they go through, you know, to let somebody in all the different buildings where, in the middle school and the high school, you know, you have to stay outside or whatever the case may be. Obviously in the elementary school it's a little different, you get into the vestibule, the smaller children, but I think they do a great and outstanding job, and I'm sure we'll continue to do that and even improve even more.
Absolutely. One of the things that's been great is the switch we've made from greeters to having security at every one of our doors, verifying everybody coming into the building if they have to come in. The other thing that we do too is, as you see at all large events, we have a number of our school security staff there, and throughout the year you've approved a number of times amendments to our contracts with the SRO and with our school security deputies for some of our larger events, including junior prom, senior ball, and also one of the things that we've really worked hard on making sure it happens, any of our away athletic events, we have our security that goes along when we have our staff available to do that, and we've covered probably almost every game. And then you see again, at the larger events too, we'll have 4 and 5 security on. If we're having a drama production going on, we'll have several of the people there as well. We just want to make sure we have a good presence here in case anything happens, we're prepared to handle it. Okay, goal number 5, by the end of the 2024-2025 school year, the district will demonstrate active engagement in the development of a comprehensive strategic plan for the 2025-26 school year that will guide the district over the next 5 years. This will include transparent communication with the community throughout the regular updates, stakeholder feedback sessions, and a collaborative process aimed at setting clear, actionable goals to enhance student success, equity, and innovation upcoming school year. As you know, the plan has been completed. We plan on breaking that out on our July 10th meeting. Our strategic plan is in place. It was a wonderful opportunity to have our community contribute to what they want to see happen over the next 5 years for the district. So we'll be having that out with a presentation on July 10th, and we look forward to sharing that with the community. Mrs. Kriz, obviously, by July 11th, we'll have that published all over the place for us, for our community to see. And then we'll be doing quarterly updates of where we are, and that will also become one of the first things we discuss at all of our administrative council meetings, where we are and how we're doing on our plan. So again, another great work by the board on this, and with the administrative team, faculty, staff, and more importantly, our community, including our students who contributed to the strategic plan as well. So excellent job by everybody on that. So any comments on our strategic plan? Mr. Monahan.
Mr. Monahan, again, it was a great process. It took some time, and everyone involved, the community, which I thought was really awesome, especially when we had the breakout sessions here back in I guess it was the winter. I'm super excited to see how we can move forward with this and see if we can really get this done in the next 5 years like we have planned. And I think it's going to be an awesome process to complete, and I can't wait to see it.
We're looking forward to it. July 10th will come very, very quickly. Ms. Lewis? Oh, the other way down, the other end?
Yeah, I just...
Dr. Hines?
Yeah, I also wanted to just thank the board, the administration, and most importantly the community for their engagement in this process. I'm convinced that part of the big reason why the budget passed so soundly this year was because the community is excited that we're embarking on this strategic plan. And so I'm excited to get started with the work and look forward to continuing to engage the community over this stuff. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, just 2 more reminders. Number 1, board officers for 2025, 2026. I know several people have expressed interest, so just remember we'll be taking care of that on July 10th in our reorganization meeting. Any comments from any of you? Please feel free. Okay, next reorganization meeting is July 10th, 2025 at 6 p.m., which brings me to the second part of our report section here. Whereas New York State education law requires the district annual organizational meeting be held on the first Tuesday in July unless the Board of Education by resolution designates another date for the meeting within the first 15 days in July. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education designates Thursday, July 10th at 6 p.m. as the date and time for the annual organizational meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved, Kathy DeRose.
Second, Anthony Monaco.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Being that there's none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Next item on the agenda is district events comment period. Do any board members have any comments or they want to report on any district events they've attended since the last board meeting?
I
Cato.
attended
Ms.
the
Cato.
Minisink. I only got to catch the last hour, but there was a lot of more students involved this year, I think, than in past years. And we had an alumni via tournament did a set. But it's really great to see the students out there, you know, not in the formal, you know, concert or whatever it is, although those things are really great too. But they're up there jamming and singing and having a good time. And we're treated by the Specs as well as the Warner's Band. So I like to see that Minisink continue. And also the music, there was a group of people, the business department of the music department had like a business arm to it this year where they were selling the snacks and the little hand things that you sell. So I think it's an important thing to see the students organize these things and then go out there and perform, and it's a really great experience for them. But it's a good tradition, and I hope to see it, you know, keep going.
Jonathan?
I attended a few things. I got asked to serve ice cream at the 5th grade. They came and visited the middle school here, and then I was able to help the PTO serve ice cream for Otisville and for the 5th graders after they came here for the day. But by doing that, I got to chaperone the 5th grade dance over there, and it was a great time watching all these kids and the amount of work the team over there does, the PTO, the teachers, the administration. So that was another great evening over there. And then on Monday, me, Mr. Cooper, and Mr. Monahan attended the Ricard outing. I did not know Mr. Ricard. It was a golf outing that's held. I believe he was a board member here a really long time. He was a very inspirational person on the community, and his family still is here. So it's always great to go to something like that and you know, hear all the good things that he did for this district and this town and this community, and you know, to see his legacy continue to live on, which was really it was a great event, well attended by Minisink and pretty much the whole county. I didn't realize how much inspiration he had in the whole county here, which is really neat. I'm also looking forward to baccalaureate at the moving ups for kindergarten and 5th grade, and as well as his graduation next Friday is always an exciting time of year.
So I just want to make it a public announcement that I am interested in the board president position. I did email as was requested, but I felt that it should be made public. I would like to acknowledge Mr. Flaherty's many years of service and wish him the best in his future.
So in leading up to our next section, I would just like to take a moment to thank you, Joe, for your 15 years of service to our board and 13 years as president. You and I have been friends, true and honest, for over 20 years, and it's been my honor and privilege to have served with you on the board and in service to the Youth Football League. Joe, you have a distinctive and special ability to see a problem objectively, to see all possible outcomes and evaluate what is best for our district with a clear and moral compass. You have never been self-serving. You've been an amazing steward and leader of our district, and I personally want to thank you for your service and dedication to our district. We're forever warrior proud that you were our president.
Thank you.
Now, it is my privilege to introduce. He holds several titles: Board President Middletown, president of the Orange County School Boards Association, and the Area 9 representative for NYSBA. Pastor John Williams, would you please come down?
That'll be my phone, so let me put my phone down. Good evening, everybody. I'm here tonight because my friend has decided that he was going to bow out. And we had a board meeting tonight in Middletown, but I thought it was really important, with this being Joe's last meeting. I really thought it was more important for me to be here. So I left Middletown, which is your neighbor, just a little bit over to the east. I left Middletown so that I could be here tonight. I've been saying this for a long time, and those that sit at the table, I've had the opportunity with many of you to interact at different times, at different events, but I've been saying for a long time that while we might be competitors on the court, on the field, and in other places, when it comes to education, we're not competitors. We work together. Joe has displayed that over the years that I've had the opportunity to know him. And so he served in many capacities, not just the 15 years that you served here as the board president, or how many years has it been? 13 years and 15 years on the board. But you served also as the president of NYSBA, and I had the privilege of serving as your vice president. Orange County School Boards, thank you. Orange County School Boards. And I served as your vice president, and taught me a lot to be able to move forward, to step into that role. And so I have several things that I want to read first. NYSBA wanted to recognize you tonight. We wanted to recognize the great contributions that you've made, not just to Minisink Valley, but the contributions that you have made to the county as well as the state. You have shown yourself to be an excellent board member, an excellent partner in education. You've availed yourself to information, to growth. One of your board members just said that you were never self-serving, and I can testify to that. You've always been somebody who, despite any obstacle, despite any disagreements, you've always been fair. We've always had the opportunity to sit down and to talk, and I've enjoyed our conversations over the years. So let me get out of the way, because you got a little bit more meeting to go. This first letter is to Mr. Joseph Flaherty, board trustee. June 18th, 2025. Dear Mr. Flaherty, on behalf of the staff and the board of directors of the New York State School Boards Association, please accept our heartfelt congratulations and sincere appreciation on your retirement after 15 years of exceptional service on the school board, including 13 years as board president. As fellow educational stakeholders, we deeply value the dedication and passion it takes to serve a local school district. Your unwavering commitment to the Minisink Valley Central School District has made a lasting impact, and your legacy will continue to shape educational opportunities for generations of students to come. We are additionally grateful for your contributions beyond your district, including your service as the district NYSBA Advocacy Liaison, and your service on the board of Orange County School Boards Association. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors and hope you will remain connected to your association. Sincerely, Bob S. Snyder, CPA, CAE, Executive Director, New York State School Boards Association. Additionally, I want to present, come on over here, Joe. Additionally, it's my privilege to count you as a friend.
Likewise.
and not just a coworker, but really as a friend. And additionally, I want to be the one that would hand this to you. New York State School Board Association, this certificate of appreciation is presented to Joseph Flaherty for serving the Minisink Central School District Board of Education for 15 years with distinction and honor. Those are not just made up things, it's truth. Your legacy will provide educational opportunities for generations of students in the district community. June 2025 is signed by Sandra Ruffo, the president, and Robert S. Schneider, executive director of the New York State School Board Association. Congratulations. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He deserves this. He deserves this. I want to say this because I served for 5 years as the president in Middletown, and we've had our conversations. But you served 13 years, and that says a lot. They asked me this year if I wanted to come back, and I told them absolutely not. So I support you in whatever endeavors you go, whatever you do. Remember that not only do you have a home in Minisink Valley, you've got a home in Orange County and in Middletown as well. Congratulations.
Don't go away yet. I know this is stuff that you absolutely hate, Mr. Flaherty, but we wanted to have something to provide you for all of your years of service so that you don't forget where you came from, okay? On behalf of everybody here in the district, including the administration, myself personally, I could not have been as successful as I have been in this job without the work of you, the Board of Education, your leadership. I just want to thank you for your friendship as well. We've had a lot of tense conversations at times. We've been direct, and I appreciate all the guidance you've provided. We appreciate everything you've done on behalf of the district. We appreciate everything you've done on behalf of all of our students here, and the amount of events that you've attended to be there and be there to support our students, support our faculty and staff. We just can't thank you enough. So first, Ms. Molnar, would you break out the sign we have so he has something to remember his years of service on the Board of Education. So, Mr. Flaherty, from our tech department, put that together for you. And then we have one more small green and white gift for you that we thought would be nice. That's the middle school tech department. The high school tech department made a few glasses for you, and we put together something you would never forget, Minisink Valley. MV10973 is the holder for you, our zip code. In case you decide to move away, we want you never to forget where you're coming from, and we have a little bit of some green and white for you here as well to say thank you. So again, congratulations, thank you for your service to the district. We did do some research. You are the longest serving board president with the 13 years here at Minisink Valley. So congratulations, thank you for everything you've done. We truly appreciate it all. And I know you hate being up here receiving any of these accolades, but thank you again from all of us.
May I? They're going to ask me to have a picture with you holding the plaque.
Anything for you, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I ask that we never had a board picture this year, that we do one with Joe before he retires?
We'll see if we can arrange that for you.
We are busy.
Thank you.
We could always impose
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it.
No, thank you, Joe, for all your service.
It's been a pleasure, Mr. Flaherty.
It's been a pleasure to serve with each and every one of you. It really has been. And Next item on the agenda is Human Resources with Mr. Giordina.
Thank you, Mr. Flaherty. We have a motion to approve the 2025 summer appointments as listed.
So moved. Second.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Being that there's none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried.
We have an approval of a settlement agreement and release. Be resolved that the Board of Education hereby approves the terms and authorizes the superintendent of schools to execute the settlement agreement and general release between the district and employee number 06182025 dated June 2nd.
So moved, Anthony Monaco.
Second, Vanessa White.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Being that there's none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried.
We have a motion to approve the resignation, leave of absence, and appointments as listed.
So moved, Patty Reynolds.
Second, Ruth Lewis.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Being that there's none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried.
Mr. Monahan, did you want to take this over?
We can do it together if you'd like. I know we have some people now we would like to honor. It is bittersweet at this time where we have some incredible people who have made the decision to take the next step into their retired life. And we are going to miss each and every one of these individuals. We've all had the privilege of working with them, serving with them over the last 20, 30, 35 years. And we are truly going to miss them. So what we would like to do is call each person down. And yes, you're gonna have to stay down here because there's pictures involved. Andrew, I see you looking at me like, no, don't make me do this. But we want to make sure we honor each and every one of you for your many, many dedicated years of service to Minisink Valley, to our students, to our community at large. We are going to miss each and every one. Not everybody was able to make it, but we want to call out each and every one's names. First, Lori Reynolds. We want to thank Lori Reynolds for her many years of service. George Hoy, another dedicated individual at Minisink Valley. Now, Andrea Ferguson, come on down. 6th grade teacher, runs all of our tech here at every one of our middle school plays, productions, and everything. Andrea, thank you for all the years of service. Next, Joseph Horner, our band director, fellow chaperone on all of our trips. Joe, thank you for everything you've done for all of our students. And as a dad, I want to thank you for all the stuff you've done for my children as well. William said he's going to miss you tremendously. I want you to know that, so thank you. He will do it. Now, from the high school, head of our business department, Rosemarie Criccio, come on down. Rose, we can't thank you enough for everything you've done for the department, for the high school. We are going to truly miss you. Unable to make it tonight, Sue Kazmar, one of our secretaries in the HR office, so congratulations to Sue. Joseph Palazzo from our Buildings and Grounds Department was unable to make it. Christine Fratto was unable to make it as well, but a round of applause for Christine. Marina Mirando was not able to make it either, but let's have a round of applause for Marina as well. And now, coming from the Otisville Elementary School, our teacher aide, Lisa Emanuele. Thank you for everything you've done for all of our students, Lisa. We can't express our gratitude enough. And I can say that as a parent of Otisville as well. Next, from Otisville, speech teacher Jean Braheny, come on down. Cannot thank you again, Jean. And all of our conversations we've had together have just been amazing. Thank you for everything that you have done. And from our high school foreign language department, Miriam Rivera, come on down. Your dedication is unrivaled, Miriam. Thank you for everything you've done for the kids. Really, we are going to miss you terribly. And now for the intermediate school, special education teacher, Cheryl Wilson. Cheryl, I still remember the day we hired you and you came walking into the office and how excited you were at the last minute, grabbed you and pulled you in. As a substitute and got you right in and going. So congratulations, Cheryl. We are going to miss you. Finally, two others. James Johnstone was not able to make it. And Dolores Lombardo, our high school librarian, was unable to make it. So congratulations to all of our retirees. Let's give them a round of applause and ovation that they truly deserve for all of their years of service to Minisink Valley. Getting away that easy. We have pictures we still have to do, so come on over here. And all the family members, please come on down, get the pictures as well.
What that guy was talking about.
Congratulations, everybody. Now, we only have two last things to do. One, we're going to have to adjourn the meeting, and you're all going to have to join us in the cafeteria for some time that we get to spend with you and have some food, okay? So, Mr. Flaherty, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Going to ask the Board of Education for adjournment of the meeting. Seeing there's no further business before the board, motion to adjourn the meeting. Second, Anthony Malika. Motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Being that there's none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried.
All right, everybody, come join us in the cafeteria, please.